Hello, good evening and welcome, and welcome to another Agora ROUTEMASTER's build with the red ROUTEMASTER. Yeah, we're doing the red ROUTEMASTER again tonight. We're doing stages, pack 5, stages 43, 44, 45 and 46. So, and I have a lovely companion with me tonight. I've got Crafty Chris, and at the moment she's busy building seats, believe it or not, just to help me out a little bit. So yeah, so hello to Crafty Chris.
Hiya.
Yeah, honestly, she's here. She's just at that side of the table. No, that side of the table. No, that side of the table. So yeah, we've got a 5 foot by 3 foot table, so she's at the other end of the table. So yeah, so let's get on then. Yeah, so I'm going to be a mammoth build tonight. So if we can, I've got some catching up to do, you see, because I've got that many projects on. So I've got to try and get as much on as what I can, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the trip as well. So what have we got in the chat tonight then? So let's have a look, shall we? First one in the chat, gold star goes to Max Modz. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Mark. And then we've got the silver, and that goes to Darth DMC. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Darth. And then we've got bringing up the bronze is Ian Campbell. Hey, all. Hi, Ian. And Max Mod says, evening, Ian Campbell and Darth. And then we've got Danno's Universe. Hello, everyone. Hi, Danno. Thanks for joining. And Ian says, hi, Max Mods. And Ian says, hi, Danno's Universe. And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Julie. And then we've got Gillian Milne. Evening, everyone. Hi, Gillian. And then we've got Warren Milnes. Warren James. Hi, all. Hi, Warren. So I nearly called you something else then. So Ian says, hi, all. And Dave. Hello. And Dave Mac Builds says, good evening, everyone. Hope all is okay and good luck with your builds, Dave. Thank you, Dave. And I've got a catching up to do on your video. I saw you did an update video. Was it today? So I know I must try and catch up with some of your videos. I know that I'm well behind on videos, and I've got some of Jason's to catch up on, some of Matt's to catch up on, some of Geordie Dave's to catch up on, some of Danno's to catch up on, and I think yours too. So I'm going to be watching them for quite a while. So okay. So and Daniel's Universe says hi, Ian, and Ian says hi at Dave Mac Builds, and Dave Mac Builds says hi, Ian Campbell, and Max Mod says hi, Crafty Chris.
Hey, Mark.
So there. Okay. So why have I got Christine with me tonight? Well, she's volunteered to help me a little bit tonight with the seats, and that's because once you built one seat, it's like you're building all seats. So what we thought was we would quickly build a seat on camera, and so there'll be plenty of opportunity to build a seat on camera, and then all the rest will be pre-built, and we'll put them where they're supposed to go, etc. And we'll be helping Chris a bit later on with the seats as well. So she's, as I say, she's busy building seats, and the reason she's busy building seats is because 44, 45 and 46 of the stages tonight, they will all be seats. 43 will be the what will it be? It will be the rest of the floor, the downstairs floor, and the speaker. Okay, so the speaker for the engine sounds and the bells and everything else that goes on there on the bus. So that'll be issue 43. But before we get there, and I've untested my camera, so you'll have to bear with me just a second while I'll tell you what, we'll bring up the rest of the chat. So we've got Mary Oglesby tonight. Hi, evening. Hi, ma'am. Thanks for joining. And then we've got Dave Mac Builds saying, hi, Max Mods, Gillian, Yorkshire Crafter, Crafty Chris, and Danno's Universe. And then Yorkshire Crafter says, hi, Crafty Chris. And then She's busy building. Max Modz says, good evening, Dave Matt Builds. Yorkshire Crafter says, evening, Dave Matt Builds. Gillian Mills says, evening, Dave Matt Builds. And then we've got David Bassett as well. Good evening, Dave, Sir Dave. And ding, ding. David. So, evening to you, David. And hi, and everyone in the chat, says David. Okay, let me change my camera. I'll tell you what we'll do first. We'll go on to the we'll go on to this screen here, and we'll go and have a look at stage 43. So this is what we'll be doing first, and as you can see, it's the rear section of the lower deck. So a speaker is fitted to the rear section of the lower deck, and this will produce the engine sound effect. Yes, we get an engine sound effect with it. The rear section of the lower deck is joined to the section supplied in the previous stage. Okay, so let's have a little look and see what we're going to be doing down here. We're actually going to be putting these bits on for the speaker. All right, I'm just waiting for my television to catch up. It's well behind for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, we'll be putting the speaker on the and then we'll be attaching that floor to the rest of the floor, and then we'll be doing another 3 stages after that. And they will all be lower deck seats. Okay, so but we'll come to that a bit later on when we come to it. Okay, so let me get rid of that, and let me try and change my camera a little tiny bit. So come on, camera, why isn't it moving? There we are. Okay, it's going to move now. So here we go. So let me just show you guys what we're up to. If you remember last night we was doing stage 42, and we did this flooring, and then we prepared all the rest of the cab and the engine and the front end of this lovely ROUTEMASTER. We put it all together, which we did. I'll just higher that up a little bit. So we put it all together, and there were several bits that I didn't put on. So notably was the pipe work here. So I've put that on. There was a screw missing from underneath there, which I've put on. The headlight bulb from under, was it under that side? I think it was under that side. I've put that on, the headlight bulb, and I've screwed up where it was necessary down here. And whatever else it was that I missed out. Oh, the black pipe, I think. Yeah, I've put that black pipe on. And I think that's it now for the rest of them issues that I left off last night. So, and then I've just popped the floor on here, even though we will be taking the floor off, so to put seats on. So, and you can see where that gearbox housing goes over the flywheel there. Generally called a gearbox housing, but it goes over the flywheel of the engine. So yeah, a few people have painted that in different colours as well, I've noticed. So, but for this build, with it being the red ROUTEMASTER, it's going to stay red, and it's going to stay bog standard. It's just out the packet, so that you guys that are building this along with us at Agora Models, you will end up with what I'm going to end up with at the end of the day, and there'll be no big differences. So we may do 1 or 2 small little things to this model that you can easily do, but not at the moment. So the rest of the main modifications will be done with the blue ROUTEMASTER. So let's get on with that then. So hopefully you're glad to know that I've got everything done cab wise and mudguard wise and wheel wise and everything else on this front end. And as you can see, it's all there with its cough drops and everything, including its pipes and the bits and bobs that we missed off in the last series. And yeah, it only took me about 10 minutes really, but it was just a bit difficult to do on camera. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to bring in the floor. So just bear with me a second. Oh, I've got to move this to somewhere safe. On there. And then, yeah, just making sure that it's somewhere safe. And I'm going to bring in tonight's issue, tonight's pack. So this is stage 43. And this is where it sort of gets a bit interesting now, because this is the first we've heard of this model making an actual sound. We knew that it had a bell, but if I told you that it has an engine sound and it has a buzzer, so just, if it has an engine sound and it has a buzzer and a bell, then it gets a bit more interesting, doesn't it? So, right, let's get rid of this rubbish and see what we've got in the pack here. So, I'm going to put the banner up, and the ticker banner that we use for Agora Models. And I'm going to say that if you want this model, then click the link below here, and I think the link's in the chat as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's in the description of the video down below. And yeah, agoramodels.com. Go and have a look and see what they've got on there. They don't just do this ROUTEMASTER bus, they do lots of other things as well. So, and hopefully you can hear me all right and you're not being disturbed with any rattling. But no, I think it's all right. I think it's all right. So you'll only be rattling for a few minutes while you get them out the packet, won't you? So right, okay. So I'm going to get organised a little bit. Shall I bring up the rest of the chat? Yeah, I think I will before we get started. Dave Builds says, good evening, David Bassett. Max Modz says, good evening, David Bassett. And Danno Builds says, evening, Dave Mac and Dave Bassett. And David Bassett says, good evening, Dave Builds, Max Modz and Yorkshire Crafter. And evening, Danno's University, Ian Campbell, Gillian Milne says, David Bassett. And Yorkshire Crafter says, evening, David Bassett. Ian Campbell says, evening, David Bassett. And Geordie Dave says, evening, everyone. Hi, Geordie Dave. Thanks for joining. And then, oh, goodness me, it's jumping into the chat now. Ian Campbell says, hi, Geordie Dave. And David Bassett says, evening, Geordie Dave. And I think everybody's getting nicely acquainted. And then we've got Jay's channel. Good evening. Hope everyone is okay and well. Hi, Jay. Thanks for joining. Yeah, we're just setting off now, and I've got Crafty Chris here at the moment, and she's busy building seats for me. She is, bless her. So, and David Bassett says, evening, Crafty Chris.
Hi, David.
And then Ian Campbell says, hi, at Jay's channel. And Dave Builds says, evening, Geordie Dave. And Geordie Dave says, hi, Ian Campbell. Okay, and Christine wasn't ignoring you early, Julie. She just didn't hear me say, evening, Crafty Chris from yourself.
Hi, Julie.
She wasn't ignoring you.
I was trying to work out how I could get these bits out without rattling.
Oh, you're all right. You're all right. So, let me have a slurp of my tea before we go any further. Because, yeah, a bit dry. Right then. So, if you go to the download center on the Agora Models site, you'll find the instructions, and as per usual, I'll be using these instructions from the old Harshette website, the ones we got with the first lot of builds from Harshette Partworks. So, and that's because I'm a little bit away from the camera, from the screen, and so it obviously helps me to use these in a more different direction to what I'm building. Because if you've got any knowledge of this bus, it's absolutely massive, and you need a lot of build space to actually get it all in, and including all these bits that are quite big and cumbersome as well. So yeah, and you're going to end up with a stunning bus by the end of the build. You really are. Okay, so looking at my parts, then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the screws. Yes. Okay. So what are we going to do then? We've got some JP screws. That's all we've got in this issue. So we know that they're only going into plastic. Okay. So step 1. Step 1, we don't need the floor at the moment. Step 1, we need, let me put that on there. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, we actually need the speaker. We need the ring that holds it in, and we need the backing, and we need some screws. Okay, so let me get into this screw bag. So, oh goodness me, feeling all weak tonight for some reason. It's been a beautiful day, but it's been really windy for some reason. So, and which has taken off. It's taken off the warmness of the sun, really, as the wind. And so, but it's still been a really nice day. So I don't suppose we can complain, can we? So let me bring that down a little, and hopefully I can bring it back into the build area. Okay, well, it's what time is it now? It's 8:15 just gone, and it's still light outside. So summer evenings are approaching, everyone. So hip hip hooray and all that. And yeah, I love the summer. I love the spring, and I love the summer. The winters, no. Oh goodness me, no, I don't like winters. But spring and summer are beautiful. So, and that's always the way if you live in somewhere isolated and rural and what have you. We're open like to a lot of the elements as well. So when we get wind, it really is windy down here. Right, so take the Soundbox 43C and fit the speaker 43D into the perforated recess. Take the fixing ring 43E and fit it over the speaker so that the screw holes on 43E are aligned with the screw sockets on 43C as indicated by the dotted arrows. Okay, so let me get this in the right orientation, because I do know that there is a slot in here for the wire to come through. So let me just prop this in here and see if it will go in there with the wire coming through the slot, through the side. Yes, it doesn't really matter if that goes in any other way, so long as the wire comes out that slot. Okay, and then we've got to put this this over. It says note that the gap in the fixing ring 43E is aligned with the wiring connection on the point of the speaker. Okay, so there is a gap. Yes, there is a gap. And why has it not done that, I suppose? Okay, right, so I've got a fixing hole there and a fixing hole there. Is the wire going to be in the way? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be fixed in one of these ways. Let's turn around. Okay. And I'm not even sure that it goes that way. So let's move it around another one. Like that. So does that what it means? Is that what it means? Yeah, quite possibly. So let's move it around. Let's get it so it'll place in the right position. Let's have a look. No, it's not that way. So I did have it right the other way. Like that then, did I? Oh, is there a widget cut out there? So yeah, that's not very it's not very clear, isn't that? But it's telling me that the speaker wants to go that way, and then the wire goes off and comes through the gap like that. So let's try that then. Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Something like that. Right, and then we need 3 JP screws to hold it down. Okay. So it's going to be quite an easy one. Is this first one, I hope. So, and the seats, they're a bit mind-boggling if you don't know about seats and grab poles and things like that. But you'll soon get used to where the layout is in the seats. Quite often people get a bit waylaid with the way the seats are, because the grab poles are not on every seat, and there's like every other seat that hasn't got a grab pole, if you know what I mean, which will come clearer a bit later on when I put some seats on the lower deck. So going to put that through there like that. That's where it goes. You don't want to stay in that gap, but it will do in a minute. So that is stage 2 done. We've got the JP screws. Stage 3, we're putting this on this, and we're putting it on the underside. So I'm going to try and get it in the right orientation as normal, as it is in the instructions, and then I'm going to pop it on, and it's telling me that the wire wants to go out this way. So, and it's going on this pole here and this pole here. So let's see if we can get that on there. My light's in the way. That's great, isn't it? My light. There we are. So is the wire coming through the hole? Yes, it is. And we'll put 2 JP screws in, one each side. Should be nice and easy. So it is easy if you get the screw holes lined up, which these aren't. So I'm going to have to move it. I'm going to have to move over to the light as well, so I can actually see where the poles are. Come on, there we are. Sure that wire's in, which it isn't. Come on. Okay, it's a little bit tricky, but getting it in the right place. There we are. So let's see if I can pop that back in now. Okay, so that's 1 JP. Another JP coming. So am I putting you off all this yakking?
No, I've got one more to do.
Oh, goodness me. I better hurry up then, don't I? Okay, so we've got the speaker on the base of the floor. Okay, and the wire comes out the little notch there as well. Okay, so we turn this over and then we put this in. So this is like a little protector that goes over the hole in the floor, which would be there for the rear axle, the rear diff, the differential. So, and these would go in just one way, that way, like that. Okay, it's so that you wouldn't trip over the differential that would poke up through the floor of any bus, because usually the differential is to one side on a bus. It's not saying that you wouldn't trip over this, because quite often you do, so, or it gets in the way sometimes. But yeah, for if you had a differential that came through the middle here, it would be more obtrusive than it would be to the side. But that's how they got away with the double deckers being a little bit on the lower side than normal, was that they used to offset the rear axle, and it then would comply with height laws and rules and regulations for bridges and such like, by altering the way that the body sits on the chassis, and just making a few inches difference with the differential cover there. So yeah, very, very clever the way that they invented double-decker buses and what they had to do with them for regulation height. So we've got that on. Okay, so that's step 4 done. Step 5 is we're going to be putting this bit on this bit. Okay, so we're going to be attaching this to the floor, and I think it's going to be quite obvious where it's going to go. It's going to go towards the back. Okay, we've got this at the front, and this is obviously the back. So it's going to go this way up as well, because you've got the lines on the floor, and then the holes for the seats, etc. So what do we have to do then? We have to turn it upside down. Okay, so let's turn it all upside down, and we would put these on there like that. And it's going to be a bit difficult to line up, because I'm just looking for something to go under there to support it a little bit. Let's put a rolled up newspaper under it, which might give it just that little bit of support on there, so I'm not pushing and making it bend that way, if you know what I mean. So we line that up, and we put 4 JP screws right across 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Come on, get in there. I'll bring up the chat in a minute. So, and I can't stop shaking. I'm shaking, boss, I'm shaking. Come on. There we go. It's got that started at least. Okay, let's move along and get the other side one in. So I hope you're all enjoying this stream as much as what I'm enjoying this stream. I had some really good feedback from you all yesterday. And so thank you ever so much for that. I did ask the question yesterday whether you wanted me to carry on doing it live stream. And it seems as though that 99%, well, 100% of you actually want it to be carried on live streaming. So that's absolutely brilliant. Happy with that, if you're happy with that. What I'm going to do is that if we come to a difficult issue, a stage that's going to take far too long to do in a normal stream, then I'm going to split the stream into 2 or possibly 3. Okay, and then, you know, make part 1, part 2, part 3, and then we'll do it that way. And then at least it won't be too boring for you guys then. Yeah, no, but okay. So excuse the plastic noise, but she's obviously undoing seats. So I'm going to bring up the chat again because I know that there's a few of you doing in the chat. I've actually got this stage done now. So that is the finished views that's in the instructions. And coming in next one, the first 4 seats are assembled and fitted to the lower floor. Okay. Well, before we go that way, I've actually got to take a photograph. So I'm going to take a photograph of this. Okay.
You don't know what to do.
I know. So I've just noticed that I've got a private message from somebody, and I'll have to answer that private message after the stream, if that's okay. So let's move that so it's in the light, and we'll take a picky. Okay, right. Okay, so we're going to need this, and I'll bring up the chat. Goodness me, there's a lot in the chat. Thank you ever so much. So I've noticed that there's 16 people watching, so that's brilliant. Thank you. Right, so in the chat then, David Bassett says, evening, Jason and Jay's channel. So Jay's channel says, Ian Campbell, hiya. And Geordie Dave says, hi, David Bassett and Dave Mack. Jay's channel says, David Bassett, hiya to you and Pepsi. And Yorkshire Crafter says, it's okay. It's okay. So, and David Bassett says, Pepsi is laying down watching this with me tonight. Jay's channel, as I am doggy sitting until Monday evening. Hi, Pepsi. Hope you're okay. Woof, woof. Man's laying at my feet, actually, our dog. So yeah, David Bassett said it was overcast and windy down south, but I don't mind, as Wickham beat Sheffield Wednesday 1-0 in front of 9,500 supporters. Goodness me. So yeah, Sheffield Wednesday being beat. Goodness me. So Geordie Dave says Newcastle beat Norwich 3-0. And Dave Builds says, Geordie Dave, my team, Man United, got a battering again today, 3-1. Oh, dear. And then we've got Turn's Transport Photos. Evening all from Turn and Cheryl. Hope everybody's well. Great to tune in and watch the build, Dave. Thank you for joining, Turn, and hope you and Cheryl are okay too, because I know you're a little bit poorly. So blessings to you too. So, and David Bassett says, evening, Turn and Cheryl, Turn's Transport Photos. And then we've got Alex Demetrius. Hello, Sir Dave. Another great show. Very enjoyable to watch. Brilliant. Thank you, Alex. And then David Bassett says, evening, Alex Demetrius. And David Bassett says, loving all the latest ROUTEMASTER live streams, Sir Dave. So thank you. Thank you ever so much, David. It means an awful lot to me. So Danno's Universe says, how many seats are there to do? About 28 for the downstairs, I think. So, yeah, but they all come as show you peak preview. So there's a double seat there. So that would be 2 people that would sit on one of them. So in this bus, there is no...
1, 2, 3.
There is no single seat apart from the driver's seat.
4 bit.
They come in 4 bits. Yeah, they do. They come in the seat pad, the seat back pad. So that's 3, and then the legs, don't they? So that's 4 bits, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to each one. So yeah. Tons Transport Photo says, good evening, David Bassett. Nice to hear from you. Yeah, it's always nice to hear from everybody in the community. It really is. Okay, so let's be on then. So I'm going to need actually issue 44 now, aren't I? So yeah, because we're moving on to stage 44. And if you're going to just bear with me a minute, because I'm going to actually twiddle my blinds because it's becoming to come dark. So we've got till 8:30 now, and it's dark on an evening, so that's brilliant. I love summer evenings. Okay, so assembling and fitting the seats, first 4 seats. Well, as for assembling the seats, Christine's already done that. She's doing that at the moment, and that's to obviously save time of putting the seats together. We will, if Christine saves me one a little bit later, I'll show you how we put a seat together, and then we've got the seats sorted.
Haven't got one. This is the last
Is
one.
it the last one? Is it? There'll be some more in that other pack. There'll be some
What
more.
other pack?
Oh no, that's the last pack, is it? Oh goodness me.
I've done 3 packs. Do you want me to leave this one?
Yeah, leave
I've got
that.
1 screw in.
Okay. And then I'll build that, and then we can show we've built some seats. Dear, dear. So right. So right, if I can carry on there without laughing. It says, note that 2 of the seat frames have sockets on the top rails where the grab poles will be attached. Make sure you position these in the correct order. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. This is how you would assemble a seat. So let me just try and do this for you now. And we've got, what screws do we need for assembling the seat? JP screws, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
they're all Japanese.
They're all JPs. All in separate bags.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, screwdriver. So basically, we get the seat back like this. Okay, and you can see that Christine's already put a screw in because she's put the seat pad on. Okay, so I'm going to put another screw in. Now, on this ROUTEMASTER, these screws will be staying as they are in the seat backs. And during the first ROUTEMASTER build that a lot of people did, some people actually modded this back of the seat by removing these screws, and then they filled the holes in and super glued these back seats onto the inside of the framework, and then they didn't bother super gluing the bottom pad on because you can't see the screws underneath. But the whole idea of that was that you couldn't see then the screws that are holding the seat backs on, which is, you know, it's quite off-putting really. So anyway, that's what a few people did. So it's just a simple case of popping the seats together. Now, if the seat has got a stanchion there which fastens to the side of the bus, then the leatherette part of the seat goes on the outside, so in the middle of the bus there, where people would walk down and then jump in the other side of the seats. So, and that's because if you're rushing by all the time, it's got leather on the side so that it doesn't wear away so quickly. Okay, so we just literally pop it on, find a JP screw, and screw that on. So I can get my screwdriver to work properly. So I might need to pinch another JP screw in a minute. I've got that on there, haven't I? So yeah, so I'll pop that in there, and then I've got some here. Oh, you've got some loose. Okay, thank you. So I'll use one on that side. So it's just a simple case of popping them together, and it's actually quite satisfying to do. You know, you can watch telly while you're doing this. And then we've got to put the seat legs on. and the seat legs are, you've got a locating pin, you've got 2 holes, and you've got the matching 2 holes and a locating hole in the seat stanchion. Now, another mod was that these seat stanchions at the moment are silver, and you could paint them either red, maroon type red, or black, or whatever you like, to actually physically modify your bus if you wished. But with this being just the red ROUTEMASTER, we're just going to pop this together how it is, and you'll see that the pin goes into the hole in the, you can't physically get it the wrong way around because it just won't fit, so it'll only go one way. And then it's just a simple case of putting another 2 JP screws in to hold the seat stands in, the seat legs. Goodness me, well, it is when I can get my screwdriver, my screw to stay on my screwdriver. So so, and if you think we make a nice team, me and Christine, well, we've been making a nice team for many years. So in fact, this year is our 30th wedding anniversary in September, and we've been together about 32 years this year. So, and we not only have we lived together, but we've worked together on various jobs, and yeah, we make a good team. We've been told that by royalty that we'd actually made a good team. So at one point, didn't we? So right, and that's how you make a seat. So to not to bore the pants off you, we thought, well, Christine obviously can make them quite easily. She'd sit quite happily and make them. Right. Okay. So let's move on a little bit if we can.
Want to show this one?
Yeah, I can show that one if you want.
That's it.
Okay.
I've got one more to do.
Yeah, and while she's making the seats, she's actually obviously making the back seats to go along here as well. I think that one's that side actually. So which are the bench seats at the rear. So 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person seats, or 5 or 6 if you're kids. Yeah, remember them long seats. So yeah, so that's what she's doing there. So let me go onto the page where we're actually putting them onto the build. So, and then I'll just bring up a little bit of chat before we go any further, before we build any more. So I take it we're using JP screws. Yes, we are. We're using JP screws to fasten the seats to the flooring. And so I'll bring up the chat. Where are we? Okay, we're here. So, where are you? So, Alex Demetia says, hello, David Bassett. I hope you're well, healthy and happy. And hello to everyone watching. Have a lovely weekend. Yeah, it's not a bad weekend, really. There's all these bank holidays and everything, isn't there, to contend with that are coming up shortly and what have you. But, yeah, loving it. Loving doing what we're doing at the moment, Alex. And we're not actually too bad health-wise. Except for we're not sleeping very well on the night, and that's I think it's down to our arthritis more than anything else. Can't get comfortable, so I think it's a bit cool on the night still. So yeah, but other than that, Alex, we're not too bad, thank you. I hope you're okay as well. So Yorkshire Crafter says, bless Christine, loving hearing her. Thank you. Thank you very much, Julie. And Darth DMC says, my Lego set RM has 29 seats in total, 12 at the bottom and 17 upstairs. Still very repetitive. Yeah, absolutely. Very repetitive indeed. Especially when you get to the upper deck, because there's obviously more seats on the upper deck, isn't there? So, okay. Right, let me just get a gaggle of my tea. So, and let's start then building these seats onto the floor. Just wondering why it's a bit. I don't know. It's not very bright, is it? Why? I wonder if it's that camera that's in the way. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to disrupt the camera while it looks as though it's working out all right. So I'm just trying to look on the television as well and see if it's okay. Yeah, not out of focus or anything. It's my hands that it doesn't like, isn't it? Yeah. So right. Okay, so we're on to step 5 with this then on 44, and that's because, as I've explained earlier, Christina's made all the seats. So step 5 would be fit the support for left frame 44A into the first of the 2 holes in the lower deck floor 42A, screwing through the underneath. Fix the support 44C in place with 2 JP screws, and in the same way fit the left seat frame 44H in place, aligning the support with the next 2 holes in the floor, fix in place with 2 JP screws, insert below left, and fit the right frame 41L in place so that the support 44C is aligned with the first 2 holes in the floor on the right, fix in place with 2 JP screws. So, okay, and it says the words left and right are used to describe items on the left and right when facing from the front of the bus from the inside. Okay. So to do that then, we'll have to move this over this way, I think. So move my screws a bit, move them over, and then we can get this more central camera. And I can probably work it from there then. So looking at this then, we actually need one of these seats first, and that's going to go here. Okay, so that'll be the first seat. So it doesn't have a stanchion on it, doesn't this one? And it's the first seat that's not behind the driver, because behind the driver's here, but behind where the cab is and the bonnet. So, and one of my favourite seats to sit as a kid actually was that one, because you get all the noise from the engine, and you get all the road sense and everything looking through the window. Oh, wonderful. So, and all the gear changes as well, if it was a manual gearbox, crash gearbox, that was lovely. So, and, right, okay, have you nicked my screwdriver?
No, I haven't touched that.
I'm only joking.
I will do.
No, don't do that. I'm only joking, honest. So, right, so we pop that there, and then we pop some screws in the underneath to hold it in. So a few people do this differently as well. They actually don't screw these seats in until they get the sides on, and that's just personal preference. Some people put the sides on, then put the seats in, and they find that a little bit easier. But either way is acceptable to me. This way is acceptable to me, so I like doing it this way. And I've got pretty small hands, I suppose, and smaller type screwdrivers as well, so that when we fasten the seat sides on, when we fasten the sides on, you don't have an awful lot of room to put your screwdriver in, especially when you get 2 rows of seats in. So we've got that one done. That's the right, and we're going to go for the other side now. No, we're not. We're going to go for the next one along. Now, the next one along will have one of these on. Okay. So, yeah, it'll have a stanchion on there. So, and that's for a handrail that comes down from the roof. So you can hold on to the handrail so you don't fall over, especially when the bus is in transit. So put that into the second seat space at this side. Okay. And in the same fashion, put 2 screws in the underneath. So this is a bit of the same, but at least it's a bit more in keeping with what's going on building wise. Just going to put my screw on there and pick it back up again because it's fallen over. So we could do with the vice to put it in, can't we? One of them soft vices, twisting it up this way. Yeah. So I'm just literally supporting it really gently with my fingers and everything, and then getting the screws to go in. And with them being plastic, you can't over tighten them, because if you over tighten them, they won't. They'll just simply spin. and they won't hold it in. So just go nice and gentle with them until you feel it biting, and you feel it's got a grip on the seat. So, and then once or twice you may have to put your fingers under here and grip the seat bar like that, and just to nip it up to stop it from turning. So okay, so that's number 2. Okay, so that's 2 in there. So what's the next? It says on the instruction, the next one it says on the instructions is to go to the other side now. So this side, and we want one without a seat frame on, going that side, which is that one, and you'll see what I mean now. So you've got the leather there and the leather there down the aisle. So if you're brushing by all the time with a bag or coats or zips or anything like that, then it's not going to wear out as much as what it would if it was just maquette down each side. So that's why they put leather down the insides. Okay, so we know that's the right seat because it's got the fastening on that side, and again we're going to go and fasten it in with a JP screw or 2 JP screws. Let me screws won't come out of the thing. Okay. And I'm yakking too much because I'm losing my breath. So I think I told you that I haven't got a lot of volume in my lungs. So if I lose my breath now and again, it's not because I've got any COVID or anything like that. It's because I don't happen to have a lot of volume in my lungs because of the makeup of my rib cage and what have you. So, right, number 1, JP. Are these JPs here? Okay. Thank you. So she's actually finished now. So I've done all that yakking while she's been working away in the background. Haven't I? Okay. Let's make sure that's nipped. I think that one's a little bit more. That one there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it wants a little bit more because it was leaning on that thing there. Okay. Of course, once these are all boxed in your model, you won't be able to get to these. So you've got to make sure that they're at least in nicely. So what we've got now, we've got another seat, and this time we miss a gap, and we put one in there with a stanchion on. Okay, and that is this one here. Thank you very much, my lovely assistant. So we miss one here, and then we put that there. So, and that would go roughly where the fuel tank is at this side. So put that in there, and you see that we've got one without a stanchion, one with, and then it'll be one without, one with, one without, and it'll be the same along this way, except probably this way we probably won't have a stanchion on that one because there won't be stanchion opposite one another. So let's tilt it up, and I'll get a screw, and we'll see if we can build. Okay, what are you doing, Willow? You got an itch, hey? I don't know why, but I'm all shaky. So I think it's you guys. They're making me nervous. And I bet you're all saying, nervous, Dave. You shouldn't be nervous. You're in company of friends. Come on. So no, it's only a natural reaction, I suppose, that you're under a bit of pressure, aren't you, while you're building this. And I think I was saying to Christine earlier that, you know, this model's actually wonderful to build. It really is wonderful to build. But when you're doing it live to a live audience, there's, you know, quite a bit of pressure on. So, and you know, it doesn't give you a proper account of what it is, because this is, but I will keep saying this, is that this build is absolutely wonderful. And as you know, we're doing the Eddie Stobbart as well, and this is far superior build to the Eddie Stobbart. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Far superior. Right, so we've got now, we've got a seat, a gap. Okay, what's next then? So I've got to turn the page over. Oh, that's the finished views. Well, that's 44 finished with then. So we've got a seat, a seat, a seat, a seat. So 4 seats, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they should be in the right order. Yes, we've got stanchion there, a stanchion there, a gap there, no stanchion, no stanchion. That's it. Why is there a gap?
Why have they left the gap?
I don't know. It's maybe to save confusion until the next issue, maybe. I don't know. So I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before and take a photograph, because as you know, I have to take a photograph because of the Agora Models. I'm building it through the Agora Models and popping it on the website. So I need to just take a quick photograph of this issue, and then we can carry on. So bring my camera up, and if Christine was able to bring up the chat, she would do, but she's not able to because there's not an awful lot of room. So okay, and now you're all going to be looking at the website now and saying, I remember when he took that photograph, aren't you? So, right, so what are we next then? We're issue, well, stage 44, are we? 40, no, 45, yeah, stage 45. So in this issue then, we go to more seats and more seats into the build. So I am thinking that I'm going to take another photo of some seats that are on here that you've built, and I want to get this out of the way, because that pack came separately, didn't it? Yeah, this pack was like this pack, wasn't it? So I'll take that pack as a photograph, but I'll do this first, take a photograph, then take a photograph of that pack before we actually do anything.
Well, there's the metal strips and everything to go on.
Yeah, there isn't though. So right, so a quick look with the chat, bring that up to speed. Stuart Sullivan says, hello everyone. Hi Stuart, thanks for joining, much appreciated. And Debbie Bassett says, evening Stuart, and Debbie Bassett says, team effort by Park Royal, Dave and Christine. Yes, yeah, Park Royal say, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I love Park Royal buses. So right, what is, must be the dog on the chair, is it? It's just,
yeah, it's leaning on.
Is Willow leaning on the chair?
His bone.
Chewing his bone and leaning on the chair. So yeah, if you see the camera rocking, I've actually got on a dining chair the other side of the table, but the dog's like, well, he's chewing his bone at the moment, so he's happy. So, and we're happy as well that he's happy. So right, let's crack on then. So we've got issue 45, and Christine's already prepared the book for me to step 5 of putting the seats in. So let's crack on. Okay, so I need my screwdriver. I need a seat without a stanchion for this side. No, we're not actually doing that one first. We're doing this side. So this side, and we're putting a seat in without a stanchion. So, and it's one of these. No, it's not that one, is it? It's that one. Yeah, that's the one. We've got a pile of seats here, so we're having to look through the pile of seats. Yeah, that's the one. So, and it goes in there without a stanchion on. So this is just make sure. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just double checking on the instructions. So it's just a case of literally putting them in again like I put the others in. So it's just a repeat of the progress, really. Repeat of the process. Come So, and then I've got to try and get a screw on my screwdriver. Come on. They don't want to go on, do they? So I noticed that you're having a go at your bus turn. You're having a go at your second bus. And how are you finding it the second time around? Are you finding it more interesting? I know you're doing it for personal reasons, and I actually think you're doing really, really well with that. And what an absolute fantastic thing to do for somebody that is, Tony. So hats off to you, mate. So, and I know. So if anybody's unsure of what that is, pop along to the ROUTEMASTER group and have a look at Tony Evans' ROUTEMASTER. It's absolutely superb, especially the second one. Okay, so next one then, we're putting in a seat here, and that's got a stanchion on. So we're going along this way. Yeah, a stanchion that side. Okay, yeah. So that's that one. So, and as you can see now, we've got without, with, and it'll probably be same this side. Well, it'll be slightly different actually. So, so I'll get that in the holes. Just finding it difficult. I need like a third hand. I know that sounds a bit funny, but I need a third hand to put screws on. Grip the screw, turn it round, put it on my screwdriver. Whilst holding the seat, put it in, 10. Okay, it's just a case of doing the same until we actually built this up, until we come to the long seats, which will be the next issue. So I think there's only 4 seats again in this one, is there? I think. I'm unsure. Can't remember. Okay, let's got that one tight. So the next one then along is the one with the gap, and that has not got a stanchion. So that's that one. Okay. So the one with the gap. Let me lean that up. Oh, it'll lean up by itself now. That's good. So it'll lean on the that screw fent a bit funny then. Okay, it'll lean on the seats itself now. So yeah, there's it's value for money wise as well with the Eddie Stobbard. I think we've got to say that this is definitely more value for money, and that's because there is all these extras like seats and windows and window winders, and there's all sorts. And with the wagon, of course, when you get to the back end of the wagon, there's going to be nothing in there, so that we know of at the moment. So value for money, this is definitely the part where it's to be. So not that I'm knocking the Eddie Stobbard, because I actually do like it. It's just well, shall we say a bit slow maybe? I think everybody calls it slow, don't they? So right, let's have a look then. What have we got to do now? We've done that one. We've got to miss one, and we've got to put another one in. So, and that one has a stanchion. So, and that's going to mean that them two there, I've got a stanchion on it. Is that right? I missed one. I missed 2. I might have misread it there. No, we missed 1. So we missed that one and put one there. I see. Yep. So we put that one there, and then yeah, I see the stanchion is that way, and that's that way, and that way. That's correct. All right. So let me lean this up again. Get some screws on my screwdriver. So yeah, difficult to do live streaming wise. But it's an absolute pleasure to do once again. You know, the second time around as it was, and this model really does. It really does hit all the bases. It really does, especially if you're a bus enthusiast. And I think everybody that has shown their model to somebody, either in the family or shown it elsewhere, will agree that you know, once people see this model in real life, they just go, oh wow, that is so superb. Okay, so the next one I need then is over the page, I believe. Yes, over the page. No, the next one I need is another is the other issue. So we're on to 46, is it?
Yeah.
46. Why did I get 47 now? Oh, I know why. So right, okay. So that's finished this issue. So let's just double check that then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's correct. And hopefully they'll be in the correct order as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 straight up. Yeah. And 1 a gap. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So that's 45 done. Okay, so I'm going to take another photograph of this as it is now.
There's no instructions in this one.
No, because it's probably in that one. Because that one's the so okay, so as Chris has just pointed out, there's no instructions in 46 in the Hachette one, and that's because the Hachette one was what we called Mr. Hachette. It was actually the bowler hatted figure, and we called him Mr. Hachette, didn't we? So the city gent. So, and as you know, I don't think at the moment that Agora Models are supplying with the figures. You may get a driver and conductor, I'm not sure, but the figures definitely not at the moment. So issue 46 with Hachette is actually the bowler hatted man. So we now have to move on an issue in front, which is going to be a bit confusing for me, building in the future and posting on the site, but for you guys, we'll follow along and we'll put every issue in. So this will be issue 46. So stage 46 with Agora Models. Okay, I'm just going to place this in a position where I can take a photograph, and then I'm going to take a photograph of the other seats, and then we'll crack on a bit. Okay, so when my camera works, okay, so that way, and click. Okay, right. So another slurp of my tea. Okay, so next then is to take a photograph of them seats, wasn't it? So all these seats, wasn't it? All these and these and then bits. So and then bits for these sides. So I'm going to put them that way and put that one that way maybe, and that one that way, and just so we have a little photograph of the parts that have been made up. I know you can't see it very well because the camera's gone funny, but hopefully it'll come back in a moment or two. If not, I'll have to come out of there. Okay, right.
I think it's because you had your iPad under it.
I think it's probably because I had my iPad under it. Yeah, I did. So I'm just gonna change my camera and see what happens. Go to forward-facing camera, and then we'll flick back to it and see what happens. Hopefully, this camera will come back right again. So it's better, definitely. It's definitely better. Right, so okay, I've got all these seats to put on now, and as you've just heard, Christine has made these lovely seats by her own fair hands. So thank you for that, darling. Much appreciated. So what have we got to do then in issue 46? Okay, so issue 46, we have to finish off putting the other two seats in on the flooring, and then we have to put all the other bits and pieces on in relation to that. So I'm just going to move this round, and try and get this in the same orientation. So what are we going for next time? We're going for this seat here, and this seat here as one of them. So it has no stanchion on. So, and that will go that side like that. So we're going to need it on its edge again, and I'm going to need my screwdriver. Don't know what I did with my screwdriver. So, still all JP screws, aren't
they? Yeah.
Yeah. I can't get my fingers to work properly. Okay. In there. Come up in that one. Okay. So, and as always, it's worthwhile pointing out to you guys that this is unmodded, but you can mod your bus, and there is lots and lots of mods out there on the market, and lots of beautiful mods as well. So, and one that's recently come out, well, it isn't a mod, it's actually an accessory. One that's recently come out by Hardware Upgrades is a cover, a dust cover for your bus. And wow, I've actually reviewed the dust cover, and it is absolutely fantastic. It works really well, sits well over the bus, and as you see, just if you have a look on my video, I've done a video on it, and you'll see that it actually sits well over the bus and just over onto the David Buckingham base as well. So, and it's going to protect your bus. It's shower proof, and it's very reasonably priced as well. So yeah, that's just one of the many bits and pieces that are for all these builds out in the community from Partwork Upgrades. And as I said, they are fantastic. And yeah, I have got one or two covers for mine, and I will be looking at purchasing some more, but obviously I've got lots of other things to do at the moment. So, and obviously 3 of our buses are in a airtight cabinet anyway, so I don't need one straight away. But yeah, what we're going to do is when we take them to the shows and things, is that we will cover them, and it will protect them from any dust or actually any sunshine getting to them or anything like that, and then we can take them to the shows nicely protected.
7 bags of JP screws.
7 bags of JP screws, goodness me. Well, yeah, if you are building this for the first time and you're watching this on YouTube, and you're wondering how many screws are in this in total, well, you will be surprised to hear that there is very nearly 3,000 screws in each bus. So yeah, and that is it was actually done for us by Jim McVitie. He actually counted all the screws and all the parts, and they said there was about 1,250 parts as well.
Well, there's 7 screws to get a seat fastened down.
7 screws to get a seat, yeah. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in it. So they're all in 2s, aren't they?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 screws to get the seat fastened down. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So we've got the full complement of seats now, and you can see that there's one opposite there, one opposite there. Okay, so that the opposite sides are the stanchions, the grab poles. So what's next then, guys? Well, what's next is obviously the long seats. Okay, so step 5 is the long seats, and we're heading for 1 hour and 10 at the moment. So we're doing well, aren't we? Yeah. So I might just slow down a little bit. Okay, so Christine has pre-built these. So thank you very much, darling, for that. So she's pre-built these, which are lovely. These don't have any any leatherette on each of the corners or anything, and that's because you wouldn't normally brush by the corners, because these would be up against the side wall of the bus. Okay, so you would actually just jump on them and sit on them. So actually a lot of these edges here used to wear on these seats, quite an awful lot, because people would slide up them, you know, and then slide off them to jump down onto these stanchions here. So okay, especially kiddies and that. And you'll often find that on the double-decker bus, these seats would wear more than anything else. So, right, what do we have to do then? Well, we have to put them together, which Christine has done. But we also have to put on the strips, so the kickboard strips along here. And so we have to put them like that. So I'm going to move this for a second, and then see if we can put these on to each side. I don't think they're left or right-handed. I think you can put them on either side. Now then, what I'm going to say is that these probably won't stick all the way on for a long time. These will probably come off, and so be aware of that. And if necessary, I'd pop them on with something other than what's on the back. They've got 3M tape on the back at the moment, and once you unpeel that and then stick them on, they're on there pretty much all the time. But I have noticed that on 1 or 2 of our builds that they have started just peeling off, and because the 3M tapes come unstuck. So whether that's us, because we've taken obviously our models out to show in the fresh air, or whether it's a fact that this happens or not, I don't know. But I have noticed on this one behind me, the open top ROUTEMASTER that will be, and on Jay's channel Winnie, that ROUTEMASTER, that's been the same as well, where it's just come unstuck a little bit. So I can actually get my hand in and I can actually re-stick them in. So, but if you can't get your hand into these, then I would suggest you probably use a different sort of glue. I'm not going to suggest which glue, but that's because that's entirely up to you. But just be aware of that fact that these do actually come unstuck. So, but for tonight's issue on this one, we're going to just use the normal 3M tape that's on them, and simply peel back the back in. You'll notice that it's instantly really sticky. So, and you have got a guide as to where to put these as well, so on your build. And I found this rather difficult to actually get on in the right place, but we'll have a go and see how we can get on like that. So that's one straight across like that. Okay, so that's stuck nicely. Okay, and then we've got the other one to do, I think, with the 3M tape behind it. So yeah, so that's just me. I'm pointing out the pitfalls to you, that, you know, be aware that this might happen. And it's, oh dear, the 3M tape is going to be a devil of a job to get off this one. Never mind, we'll get it off in a second. So yeah, it's just that I need to point out these things to you so that you are aware, and then you could rectify it whatever way you wished. So if you didn't want to rectify it in the way that I suggest, you've got several other options that you can use. So that's on there. Okay, so then they're on nicely. So what do we do now then? We finish views. Finish views. So we don't do anything with them. Okay, so step 5. So that's 47. It's actually 46. So we just build the seats and we don't put them anywhere near. So let me just get the other issue and see how far it is to go before we do anything else. So it's just down here. So that would be 48 then, wouldn't it? So Okay, issue 48. And let's see how far we go with issue 48. Issue 48 is a completely different one. So that will bring us nicely onto another week or another actual show. So because 48 will actually be 47. So 47 we will be doing the interior front wall and accessories, and then we'll be putting on our bench seats and the benches inside the rear bottom deck of the bus. Okay, so that will start us off then. 47 for next one. Okay, right, so I'm going to call that it for tonight then. So we've done that, and we've done this, and we've done them bits there. Okay, and we've done all this with the help of Crafty Chris. Thank you very much, darling. Very, very much appreciated, because them seats are just laborious, as you know. And so thank you ever so much. Did you enjoy it? You did. You enjoyed that. Good, jolly good. Well, if you enjoyed it, now you're happy, I'm happy as well. So
well, it's just saved everybody watching loads of seats being built, hasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, it has really. Okay, I'm going to bring the chat up again before I move, change my camera. Oh, goodness me, I've got loads of chat. So I think I've done some of this. So Ian Campbell says, "Come on, let's get them thumbs up going for Dave and Chris, of course. Thank you." Yeah. So and Ian Campbell says, "Is it me or the material of the seats that a slight angle?" Yeah, I think it is. The seats are at a slight angle, and that is they do bend into shape to the sides of the bus because they're only held on down like one side of the seat bottoms, so you will see them bending a little bit, sort of out of shape. But once you get the sides of the bus on, they will straighten up. So, but yeah, the pattern's not that bad, I suppose. But seat maquette was a bit hit and miss anyway. It wasn't absolutely true, because of course it was all done by hand in them days, so or applied to the seats by hand. So Max Mod says that in Campbell idea you could 3D print some passengers for people building this with Agora. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, and Ian Campbell says, don't figurines come with the Agora build? As far as I'm aware, Ian, I think we only get a driver and a conductor, but I'm not 100% sure myself at the moment. So Max Mod says, Ian Campbell, no, they don't. And Ian Campbell says, oh, I've seen some builds with folk on board. Where did they get them from? And there will be the old Hachette, figurines. So I haven't actually got one I can show you right now, but I will show you. I've actually got a full set because of the build that I'm doing here, like, you know, the unbuild the ROUTEMASTER, the open top one. So Ian Campbell says, Max Mods, what is the scale again of the build? It's 1/12 scale, Ian. And Ian Campbell says they were in the Hachette release, and this build is 1/12 scale. So, and okay, Mark, I'll have a look around. And Max says that Ian Campbell, no problem, just an idea. And Ian Campbell says, thanks, Mark. And Gillian Mills says that looking good and a big thumbs up. Thank you, Gillian. And Dave Max says, great show, Bill, Sir Dave and Chris. And you did a great job putting them seats together. So, yeah, thank you for that, Dave. Yeah, she did. She did really well. She enjoyed it too. So, and Mary Oglesby says, great show. Thank you, ma'am. Much appreciated. Okay, let's go back up to camera then. If I can remember where my darn camera is. Come on. So, what we're doing, nearly an hour and a half. So, yeah, hopefully by the time I've finished yakking. So, we'll remove that banner and I'll replace it with the banner like this one. So we'll go to the Facebook groups. So if you are building this, or you're building any of the builds that we are actually building in this community, please join one of the Facebook groups. So you've got DS Models and Vintage as a Facebook group. You've got Harshette Titanic 1 to 200 scale. You've got the Build the ROUTEMASTER. Excuse me. Goodness me. You've got Build the ROUTEMASTER model 112 scale. You've got miniature buses 112 scale and larger. And then you've got Build the Eddie Stobbart 112 scale truck Twiggy in brackets. And that's all the Facebook groups that belong to our community. And as always, I'm going to put on there, thank you all for your support. Please like, share, subscribe. And we've had the ticker on with the Agora Models. So if you wish to purchase this lovely model, please visit in the description below, agoramodels.com, and have a look on their website and have a look at their lovely, fantastic models, and hopefully you'll find something that will tickle your fancy, so to speak. Right, okay, let me get rid of that annoying doodad, and we'll go back to chat, and then I'll say my goodbyes. Okay, just quickly look at this again. We'll look at the instructions. So we've done 44, and all these seats have been put together on 44, and they've all been put to the flooring. We've done 45, stage 45, and Christine has made up all these seats, which has been a great help. Thank you very much, darling. And we've put all the seats on issue 45, and then we've done 46, and we've put all these long seats together, and the 2 seats onto the base, making it this finished view here. So we've got all the double seats on, and there's just the bench seats at the back to put on in the next issue, and that will be in issue 47, so which will come along shortly. So, and of course issue 47 is, as I said before, it's the front wall and accessories, and finishing off the seats with the long seats and the benches, etc. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there because that's the next stage we're going to do. Not tonight though, and yeah, I think tonight you've seen enough seats to send you doolally, haven't you? So okay, so a little bit more chat and then we'll go. So we've got David Bassett says, great show tonight, Dave, thank you. And Danno Builds says, great show tonight and great teamwork with the seats all done, big thumbs up. Thank you very much for that, Danno. And David Bassett says that maybe Dave and Christine should collaborate on a few more live streams. Well, we do actually, don't we? We collaborate with the Eddie Stobbart, and yeah, I'm always in the background with all the other things that Christine does, and Christine's always in the background with what I do. So yeah, we do sort of collaborate, and we do a few things off stream as well. So which nobody knows about, obviously. So, okay. Right. Okay. Well, it all remains me to say now it's tonight, Saturday and Sunday tomorrow. So Sunday tomorrow. Mark, are you going live at 6 p.m. tomorrow? I think you are for your weekly update, aren't you? Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. tomorrow. So then at 8 p.m. tomorrow, we've got the Northern Model Builders and Crafters, and that's coming from us all at the Northern Model Builders. So you'll be able to catch up on what we've been up to off stream sometimes, and sometimes it's we save our builds until the next one. So, and you'll be able to see the updates on them. So that's 8 p.m. tomorrow night with the Northern Model Builders. Sunday night. Monday it'll be Crafty Chris and Yorkshire Crafter doing the Disney Doll's House. That's on Monday evening at 7 p.m. Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. at the same time. It will be, no, it'll be 8 o'clock Tuesday, won't it? 8 o'clock Tuesday evening. Will be Crafty Chris, Yorkshire Crafter, and myself doing Christine's Eddie Stobbart. wagon. And then Wednesday, it'll possibly be the Arduino show at 7 p.m. with Horlix and Modz and jacklttv. So that'll be Wednesday evening at 7. Thursday evening at 7 will be the Craft and Quiz show with Horlix, Crafty Chris and Yorkshire Crafter and Gillian Mill. And then Friday, it's possibly going to be Horlix, possibly with the Spitfire, or it could be one of our other team on Friday evening. Saturday, it'll be me back here again Saturday evening. So that's taking us round back to next week. And yeah, all that remains for me to say is hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. It's been a collaboration with me and Christine. It wouldn't have been possible to do it in an hour and 25 minutes without Christine. I'd have been still doing it, gone 2 hours, wouldn't I? 2.5 hours maybe. So anyway, I'm ever so grateful to her to helping me tonight, and she's enjoyed it too. So okay, last little bit of chat. David Bassett says, great show tonight. Thank you, David. Much appreciated. Danno's Universe says, great show tonight and great teamwork. Seats have all been done. Big thumbs up. Thank you. And Tones Transport Photo says, enjoyed watching tonight, Dave. Take care all. Thank you, Tony. And best wishes to you and Cheryl too. Okay. Right. I'm going to love you and leave you. And in the usual manner, I'm going to use my northern ending, which is this one, and I'm going to say goodbye, take care, God bless, and peace now.